an artist out of Los Angeles named Robert. Um, he also goes by Evlove, and we make healing tracks for people suffering with cancer or Caddis syndrome, depression, anything like that. And I like do the chanting, and it's like Catholic, kind of Catholic Gregorian chanting, I guess you might say.
That's
And
interesting.
yeah, and I also write books,
Yeah.
supernatural books based in Louisiana, and I design avant-garde couture.
Okay, now for those of us who are not in the fashion industry, and the most we know about avant-garde couture is what we see on Project Runway, and we still probably still don't understand it. So, can you tell us a little bit about what that actually is?
Avant-garde means unique. Uh, it was that it would be outfits that of someone who wants to stand out, like Cher or Cindy Lauper. Somebody who's really out there. Also, like it's akin to like costume design. It's really grandiose. Ball
Hmm.
gowns and things like that for special occasions like Mardi Gras balls and been going on for centuries, as you know. And
Yes.
yeah, it's just specialized evening wear. And we also do, everyday wear too.
Okay, and so
My company,
um,
Ramus.
let's start with the Mardi Gras, with the New Orleans piece of it, because being from New Orleans, that already gives you a specific niche that a lot of reporters just don't have, or excuse me, a lot of designers just don't have, because New Orleans is kind of a culture all in its own.
Absolutely. Yeah. History unique to its own too. You know about that history. It's our history.
Yes. And you're right. I love the fact that it's our history. It's something that New Orleans can call its own. There's nobody who can copy it. There's no city. There might be some cities that kind of look like New Orleans in some places, but for the culture, nobody has a culture like New Orleans. And do you take that as a piece of what you do?
Absolutely. I mean, like back in the day when it was carnival time, people would get costumes de rigueur, which is specialty evening wear significant to Mardi Gras
Yes.
ballroom. And these outfits would be created with like attention to detail, something like the Mardi Gras Indians, um,
Mm.
which take a year to make.
Oh yeah,
So
they don't play and they do it all by hand.
no, they don't play it. And I hear they're about to start doing weddings, but you didn't hear that from me. It might just be a rumor. But I mean, anybody a wedding gown that took a year to make.
Wow, that's amazing. Did so with the wedding gown, if it takes a year to make, are you doing every little piece by hand?
Well, actually, it wasn't me that I was talking about a room that the Mardi Gras Indians were going to
Oh,
be
okay.
doing.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I thought you were doing that. I'm like, okay. What?
Oh, we
What?
already do.
Oh, I was just about. That was going to be my next question. Are you doing wedding gowns?
Oh yeah, we do weddings.
Good to know. So, in the future, when I change my last name, I know who to go to do my gown for me.
Absolutely. I can't
So,
imagine you.
say
Are
what
you gonna
now?
hyphen? Are you gonna hyphenate?
You know what? I don't know. I have to. That might be a discussion that we have to have because I know so many people have known me by Lawson for so long, and it's not my maiden name. My maiden name is actually Jones. So
Mm.
um, to hyphenate Lawson would mean to bring my old married name back into the new marriage. So I mean that's something to talk about. You might get me in. Don't, please don't get me in trouble. So tell us about coming back to the Black History Month Literary Weekend, you are doing an exclusive fashion show just for the Ivory and Cream Affair. What do you have planned for us?
Actually, I'm going to be doing a show that I call Dark Ventriloquist,
Ooh,
and it's basically going to be a little bit of everything that we've done over the years, kind of like a tribute to our own brand,
oh,
from
nice.
wear to our denim line to sportswear. You know, a little bit of everything. Kind of going to be like a parade, like we'd had back in the day.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And what's really cool is that I've been talking with Black Girls Corner, which is a really awesome Facebook group here in the DMV, and I've been talking with their moderator about bringing some of the models. So I think that this is going to be a really great activity for everybody involved.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really excited about it,
Yeah.
especially the models and see work with my new muses.
Yes. Yes. Now, I don't know if it's me or if it's you, but you're breaking up just a teensy weensy bit. It's just like going in
Yeah,
and out.
a little
I
bit.
don't know if it's me or not. Can you hear me?
I hear it on your end a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's
Maybe
always
if I come.
something with live shows.
Mm-hmm. Just got to roll with it.
Exactly. That's what exactly we're just gonna roll with it.
Mm,
So now
live.
we have people watching us from Instagram, from Facebook, from LinkedIn, and YouTube. So what is it that you want all of these people to most know about you and about Raymond's of Power, which is the name of your brand?
I want them to know that we are available to exercise all of the services that we offer, like costume design, um, weddings, which we talked about earlier, um, any kind of significant outfit that they might need for that special occasion. Also, that I'm halfway finished with the sequel to my first novel, so that'll
Yay!
be coming. I would tease the name of the book, but I don't want that because of copyright.
I totally
and
understand.
yeah, and that
Oh,
basically they can contact through our website at www.raymondsofpower.com.
yes, I'm actually going to put that in the chat for everybody who wants to learn a little bit more about what you do. Now one thing about fashion, a lot of times we see really cool things, but they're not wearable. But you actually have wearable fashions. Is that correct?
Yeah, we actually take the stuff that the ideas that would not be wearable if you imagine them coming to life, and we make them wearable. Where they can actually be worn to, worn down the street, and somebody would admire it instead of like point at it and gawk at it a little bit side eyed or whatever.
Right. So they're gonna see it like, oh, I want that. I need to wear that.
They will want what you're wearing if we make it.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So
Like I said, I'm gonna have to coin that.
yes, you will have to coin that. So
Love you.
oh, I tell you, as soon as we met, because the first time you were a part of this event, we didn't know each other at all. I think we were actually linked up through someone else. And it's
Mhm.
like as soon as we met, we just clicked and like, okay, this is my friend for life. So
Absolutely. And that's exactly.
yes, yes. I mean, because we were just calling each other just about the show, but then after the
Mhm.
show, we were just calling each other just to laugh.
Well, that's what we do. That's it's where we come from, and it's kind of like what I put into my work and into my writing and my creations is that making some gumbo and just laughing and talking about things that most people wouldn't find interesting, and just cracking up about it.
Absolutely. Now, the other thing is you are a New York, New Orleans fashion designer, so you kind of balance your time between the two cities. What made you decide to go to New York?
Actually, to be quite honest, initially it was Hurricane Katrina that brought me to New York. I was a Katrina evacuee, and
Oh,
when I got to New York, just everything changed.
what? So were you designing before Hurricane Katrina?
Yeah, I was doing my thing in New Orleans, and I was showing in New Orleans as doing shows and with my designs, and I hadn't started singing. I had written my book, but I hadn't published it. I didn't publish it until I got to New York.
Mm. Wait, did
So
you say singing? Alfred, you didn't tell me you sing.
yeah.
I did not know that. I mean, you have a voice that sounds like you can sing, but I did not know you sing too. So you're just multi-talented.
Mm-hmm. God
Okay.
gave me a double dose when I got in line.
So now another interesting thing about you is that you don't do all of your fashions alone. You have a very great business partner who's pretty close to you. Who is that business partner?
That would be Basiji Ogden, my beautiful and wonderful mother.
That's
Um, I actually inherited this gift from her, and her sister did as well, and her sister's daughter, and other people in our bloodline. It's actually a generational gift that's been significant to women until I came along.
wow. That's that's amazing. And so just that's I'm just picturing you guys just like getting together, making your plans, and you all just discussing fashion and this discussing not just fashion but the art of fashion. Like, I mean, it's one thing for me, I'm a writer, so it's one thing to write, but it's another thing to really respect the art of writing. So I'm just picturing your family getting together talking about the art of fashion, and not just throwing it together, but actually doing it well.
Absolutely. One of the most beautiful things is, a lot of my collections have found me, my mother, and her sister at the helm, in the design room, making these things happen behind the scenes. I do the sketches and I do the draping, but then, my mother and partner would come together with her sister as well, who's a matriarch of the bloodline, and we would just put love into everything that we were doing, and you know it shows in every collection.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, do any of your other family members, are they still designing as well? Do they have their own brands?
Absolutely. My mother's sister, who I was talking about, her daughter has a brand. What's the name of Anastasia White's brand? Her name is Anastasia White, and you can find her on Facebook, and brand is, she gonna kill me, she gonna kill me if I don't think of it. She's just gonna have to kill me. You're gonna have to bring me back to life. I'm dressed for it.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, don't charge the heart, or don't charge the heart, just charge the mind. That's all it is.
Absolutely. Hmm.
So,
These gray hairs, nothing.
yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more gray than the last time I saw you, but you look good. Oh, you look
I
good.
decided to let some of this wisdom show.
There you go. Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
D Nancy said, "Yes, hoodie."
I love.
So, for those of you who are wondering, um, Alfred is not coming to the event as a as an author. He is coming as a designer. And as I mentioned a little earlier, he is actually going to be giving us an exclusive fashion show during the Ivory and Cream Affair. The Ivory and Cream Affair is a literary jazz brunch. We're going to have live music. We're going to be presenting you with authors. We're going to have a little bit of comedy. We're going to present our essay contest winners. We're going to have a silent auction, and then we're going to have a fashion show. I mean, there's just so much that's going to be packed into this brunch that everybody who goes is going to have a good time. And I feel like because you know all of this, you are going to want to be a part of this. And so if you want to be a part of this and you decide to get your ticket for the show tonight during this show, you will get a 20% discount. All you have to do is go to the Eventbrite page and purchase your ticket. And I will be posting that page for you in the chat for those of you who are interested in being a part of this brunch. Because I'll tell you, I've been doing the Ivory and Cream Affair for the last 7 years. The Black History Month Literary Weekend is 8 years old, but I've been doing the brunch for the last 7 years, and it has always been amazing. It's always been awesome. We've always had a good time. And I don't think you were able to make it to the last brunch, Alfred, because no, you did make it to the last brunch because you participated as an author and a designer the last time, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, and you also visited the schools with us.
I sure did.
Yeah, you did it all.
Mm.
Well, did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, I had a wonderful time.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I absolutely love this time of year. It's a busy time of year. I get so busy doing so many different things, but I just think that if I didn't do the event, I wouldn't know what to do because in 2021, when COVID was going on, I was like, how am I going to do my brunch? I wound up doing the whole thing virtual. I did it I crushed all 3 days of the weekend into a 6 hour virtual event because I just couldn't see myself not doing this event. That's how much I love this event. And we still awarded our essay contest winners. We still had our book discussions. We had book signings. We just did it all virtually, and it was beautiful. So I can't wait for you to be a part of it. This is the second year since COVID that we did the entire event, of the whole event in person. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really glad that you're going to be a part of
Mm.
this.
I'm really glad too, Rhonda. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell me, what else do you have planned? Do you have any big events coming up?
Um, Actually, I'm really focused on. I have tunnel vision, so I'm really focused on the Ivory and Cream affair, making sure that goes according to plan, which it will. Um, and oh, my fashion illustrations are also now in an art gallery here in New York, in
Oh, that's cool.
Harlem. Called, yeah, it's called X Gallery NYC.
Oh, so
So I'm excited about.
tell us a bit more about that. Where can we find it, and how long will the display be up?
It's a permanent display because it's dealing with pandemic related art, and I created these sketches when I was in isolation during the pandemic. So a lot of other people produced a lot of art too while they were in what was it? What was it called? Refuge or um, what was it called when we were isolated during COVID?
Oh,
I got
the quarantine.
the lockdown and the quarantine.
Yes.
We want to forget it. You can't forget it because you can go and see my art now at X Gallery NYC in the pandemic art section, and it's on permanent installation.
That is amazing that you got a permanent display of your work.
It is. I'm so proud.
Well, I'm proud of you. That's not an opportunity that everybody gets, and I don't take it lightly. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you
know
so
you
much.
at one time were also looking at possibly getting your designs into stores. Is that something that you're still wanting to do?
Right now, I'm just content to do it, client by client, because I have so many things that I'm juggling. But I'm still open to having a line in stores. But I think it would be a specific line designed, directly for that reason and purpose.
Well, that's totally understandable. Now, I will ask. Now, the designs that you're going to be showing at the Ivory and Cream Affair, will people be able to purchase any of those designs that night if they want?
Absolutely. Yeah, anything that they see will be available for purchase. And any of our designs that they're interested in that they see, they can also go to our website and buy through there just by contacting us.
I might need to purchase something from you myself because
Contact us.
this is an Ivory and Cream Affair, and I feel like I need to be wearing a Raymond's of Power original for the brunch, and so I feel like I need to go ahead and go to your site, which is raymondsofpower.com, and find myself an ivory outfit. Do you? I know you usually use a lot of colors, but do you ever make anything in ivory, white, cream, anything like that?
Well, you know me, it's the color palette is all over. I don't limit myself when it comes to colors, and I'm sure you'll be able to find something that'll be just for you.
Yay! I'm going to the site tonight. Now, see, now if I order something though, you gonna be able to just bring it with you, or are you gonna have to make it?
I would probably have to either bring it with me or make it.
Okay. So if what if I
Once you
went to
request, once you re-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, once you request a garment through the site, um, it has to be built. Once you pay, once you make payment, it
Right.
goes into production.
Okay. So I could just kind of choose something that I see on the site, like, okay, I want that, but I want it in ivory. And then you just take it from there, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I want something. I don't want everybody wearing what I have on. I want to be original and stand out.
Well, that's who you are.
Love it, love it, love it. Next time you have to come for the Crew of Pyro's Mardi Gras Ball. That's in January though. It's actually next Saturday, this coming Saturday. So we might have to
Oh, yeah,
get you down here a little early for next year.
yeah, I would love that. I love pageantry and you know um, ballrooms and things like that. Shoot, you say that, who knows what am I gonna wear?
It's gonna be something that's gonna stand out. I already know.
You already know. Let me stop. Big Free to come slap me.
Ooh. Right, so now we have about 5 minutes left, but I know we talked a lot about your designs, but you also have your book. So let's talk a bit about the book. What's the book about? And I believe it's like fantasy fiction, correct?
Yeah, you mean the first book or the second book?
Well, I guess we could talk about both actually. Let's start with the first book.
Well, the first book is about the descendants of the biblical three kings from the Bible who went to visit baby Jesus, and
Yeah.
descendants in New Orleans, and they're pitted against the first villain who ever existed, which is the first, I guess you would say, the first villain to ever rock in the cradle of civilization, which is where.
Mhm. How in the world did you come up with this idea? I mean, because this isn't just fantasy fiction. I mean, you had to put a lot of thought into this storyline.
Yeah, I came. The main character of the book is a mage. Um, there's a painting in Florence called "The Procession of the Magi," and it is a painting of the biblical three kings on their way to visit baby Jesus, and it's beautiful and priceless. And my character is the descendant of one of those three.
Interesting. So now, what about the second book?
The second book basically goes into the Queen of the Druids, which is the Druids of the Garden District. They come into play as allies of the mage. And they're all women, of course.
Related.
Huh?
The two books are related. The second book is kind of a it's kind of a sequel to the first book,
Yeah,
or they're related. Okay.
it's a sequel. And basically, it follows these druid witches and goes into their lineage and basically tells their story. And of course, some of the characters from the first book are going to be in that as well.
Hmm. And where can we find those books? Are they both on Amazon?
The first one is on Amazon, but the second one I've only halfway finished.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the one you said you don't want to tell us the name just yet.
Yeah, I can't give you the name. That would really be blowing.
So when can we expect to see this second book hit the stands?
I guess you could expect it to hit probably the middle of next year.
Okay, so you have some time on it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take my time with this one.
Yes, I love it. I love
Arthur, it comes out when it comes out.
it. So, would you say you're a designer who happens to write, or are you a writer who's also a designer?
Well, I drew my first dress when I was 4 years old, and I wrote my first book when I was 12. Simply
Hmm.
because our television got struck by lightning, and it went out, of course. So we didn't we didn't have a TV for like a year. So I didn't really have anything to entertain myself with. So I just started writing when I was 12 years old. And as an only child, the characters of the book became my friends. So it wound up being 1,000 pages.
Oh, the book is 1,000 pages.
Hmm.
Oh, you were not playing.
No, I just dove into that. I was in my own little world.
Mm, dang, 1,000 pages. I mean, I'm just picturing because I wrote when I was 12 years old as well, but I never would have imagined writing 1,000 page book. I mean, I just feel like you got caught up in that story and you were like, this story is not going to end.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if your process is the same, but it's like when you write these books, you go into it and it's like you're roaming inside that world that you're writing about, alongside your characters. You're never bored because you're with the characters and you're inside the story.
Yes.
I think that's why I think that's why the book became so long.
Yeah, because after a while the characters do become a part of you. They become a part of your life. You're constantly thinking about them. You're constantly thinking about their motivations. And sometimes when you finally do finish the book, it's almost like a letdown because your relationship with these characters has ended.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. And it's like I was gonna say something about Recession of the Magi. Oh, Recession of the Magi is almost 500 pages long. So yeah, when I write a book, it's gonna be long.
Mm, yeah, that's a project.
Hmm.
Well,
we're,
Alfred,
we're
say what
we're
now?
lucky. We're lucky because we walk in worlds that other people don't know exist.
Mm, I love that. That is the essence of an author, walking in worlds that people do not know exist. I love that, and I'm stealing that from you. I'll give you credit for it, though. I'll give you credit for it.
My
Well,
okay.
Alfred, I love talking with you. I cannot wait to see you next month. Um, if
I can't wait to.
you did you see the video? I've got to show you the video before we end. This is the video for the Ivory and Cream affair. Watch.
Okay,
Let me take this
let me see.
banner off. So I want to make sure you see it correctly. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Isn't it
That that is beautiful. I'm so excited. I'm even more excited now. I didn't think I'd get more excited.
awesome? Well, I'm excited to have you. I cannot wait to see you next month. Um, this is going to be a time. I mean, if you had a good time the last time, it's going to be even a better event this year. So I'm really glad that you're going to be a part of it. I'm so glad that we reconnected. And you know, if you ever need me, if you need anything from me, all you have to do is just say the word. Thank you so much for being a part of this again.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your evening, Alfred, and I'm going to see you next month.
Okay, I'll see you then.
And I think somebody's going to be giving you a call soon.
All right.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, y'all. That was Alfred Tumblin. He is going to be our special guest fashion designer at the Ivory and Cream Affair during this year's Black History Month Literary Weekend. The Black History Month Literary Weekend is February 22nd through the 24th. And the Ivory and Cream Affair is going to be on the 24th. So if you want your tickets, oh, I see somebody already got 2 VIP tickets. Yes, Tammy, yes. I'm so excited. So if you want your tickets, make sure you get your tickets tonight during the show so you can get that 20% off discount. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring on our next guest, Dr. J. Hi, Dr. J.
Hey, how you doing, Dr. Rhonda?
Hi, I'm great. I'm so glad that you're here tonight.
I'm glad to be here.
Because you know you scared me when you messaged me and you're like, I haven't heard from you. I was like, what you mean?
I was like, okay, we need to reschedule. All right. I hadn't heard anything.
We're not gonna reschedule. We got this.
I know you do. I know you do.
No, I really appreciate you reaching out because you could have said, well, I haven't heard from her, so I guess it's not happening. But you reached out and we were able to get it all resolved, and you are here with me tonight. And I want to thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I'm happy to have you. So now, for those of you who are confused, I know we said for the next 2 months, January and February, we were only going to be featuring the authors who are going to be a part of the Black History Month Literary Weekend. However, we had an extra slot, so that slot went to Dr. Jocelyn Barnett, and I'm really happy to have you. You know, so tell us first of all a little bit about yourself. What types of books do you write? And what is your focus with your books? What is who is your audience?
Well, again, I'm Dr. J. I'm actually a retired educator, administrator, motivational speaker, a jack of all trades, really. And I put it like that. But my book is from some experiences that I went through and having to really identify myself again after having to retire for medical reasons.
Mm.
And so that's where the book stems from. It's a self-help guided workbook. And the reason why I call it a guided workbook because it's short reads that allows people to have reflective questions. They have an activity, and then it's a call to action. So there are things that they can work on during that week. And so it gives readers an opportunity to really look at what season they're in and the chapters can fall. You don't have to read this from the front to the back. Depending on your season and your life that you're going through, you can pick a section and just work on that. And so that's kind of where the book stemmed from. And I use it really as a platform now when I speak, when I do leadership training, things like that.
Okay, so you do speaking engagements as well.
Correct. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are you speaking engagements more like workshops, or are they where you're going and I hate the word lecture because it just sounds like everybody's just sitting quiet and listening to you, but you know what I mean though.
All right. No, that's not me. That's not me. I like to move. I like to hear back. I like to interact. But I do workshops. And that's the thing about the book, because you can use it as a small group. I've used it for a workshop before. I use it as the foundation for leadership training before in a large group. I've also do empowerment presentations to large audiences or small. Work with kids, specifically girls of color, with the book. And actually, that's how the book was written, because I started with an empowerment presentation with a group of girls. And I actually went in just to do a one-time presentation.
Mm-hmm.
The colleague said, I need you to come and talk to some girls for me.
Oh, you just knocked it out the park.
Yeah, it was a school that had like 60 girls of color. I did that. I thought I was done.
Wow.
Principal called and said, can you do a mentoring program?
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
what you talking about? How much time? And they were like, every 2 weeks. I said, well, let's try every 3 weeks.
Mm.
See, but at that time I didn't have anything written down. And so I had to come in and write curriculum, write activities. But at that time, the book still was not written. I still didn't write that book then.
So
And
you so now my question is then, if the book wasn't written but you had already basically been handpicked to talk to these young ladies, um what what came first, the idea for the book after you talked to the young ladies, or did you
well,
kind of did you kind of draw from your experiences to write the book, or did you already have the book in mind and you started speaking first?
okay. So I'm this is really how it happened. And
Okay.
I'm just transparent, people that know me. So remember I said I retired for medical reasons, right? I had been in and out of the hospital. And a friend of mine asked me, a real good dear friend, she said, have you asked God what he's trying to tell you?
Mm,
Like, nope, because I don't want to know what he says right there.
mm.
I'm afraid of what he's going to say. And so I'm hard headed. I didn't do it. I went back in the hospital, came back out. She asked me again. I was like, no, quit asking me this. No. And that last time I went in the hospital, I was waiting. I just got discharged and I was waiting for my husband to pick me up. And I just asked, Lord, what is it that I'm not learning in this season? And he said, I need you to write your journey. Okay, I can do this. I went, got out of the hospital. I started writing, but I thought I was writing blogs. That's all. I was just writing, journaling. And then that's when uh, the colleague called me about coming to talk to the kids. I said, okay. I went and talked to the kids. I got that assignment, but then I went back in the hospital. And I'm like, well, Lord, I'm writing so